Welcome to the Chelsea Fans Channel. The news has finally arrived. The news that we've been dreading. It's been one of the worst kept secrets in football, but our hero, the man who we affectionately refer to as being one of us, has joined the other side. He has gone to Manchester United. I've been fortunate enough to be joined by full-time Devils Adam McCullough. Adam, thank you so much for joining us.
Yes, Rory, how you doing, mate?
And I imagine that I'm joining you in rather fine spirits.
It's mixed feelings at the moment. Now, first things first, Louis van Gaal. I'm really gutted for him. When he came to the club, I was excited, wanted him to succeed, wanted him to do well. Thought he'd bring a good style of football as well, which he obviously hasn't. And I thought he'd succeed. And I've grown to love him in a weird way. Through all his madness, I've grown to love him. And it's just a shame that he has left, been sacked. But ultimately, it's the right decision. And Jose Mourinho seems like the man that's coming in. And you can't argue with that. He's a winner. He's the best available at the moment. But to be honest, 3 years ago, I think myself and many Manchester United fans included didn't want Jose Mourinho. So a lot has changed since then. And but of course, when a new manager comes in, you've got to give them your support, don't you? You've got to take him in. You can't let them start off with negativity, and I don't think he will. I think everybody's been wanting it now, and even people like me that have been against it. I mean, we've slowly come around to the idea that, look, Pep's gone to City, Klopp's gone to Liverpool, Conte's gone to Chelsea. We can't afford to take another risk with keeping Louis van Gaal on or trying to go with Ryan Giggs. It just doesn't make sense in this era of football. Pochettino at Spurs, Leicester are killing it. So it's going to be difficult to finish in the top 6 next season for many teams. And we needed to get this summer right. So in a way, I'm glad it's happened fast, but I do feel Louis has been disrespected a little bit.
Right. Do you know what's quite interesting? Like, you went back to when he was appointed, Van Gaal, that is, and I remember that. He was coming off the back of the World Cup. He had a very good World Cup with the Dutch. He was linking up with Van Persie. Van Persie had a good World Cup. It was all looking very rosy for United at the time that they appointed Van Gaal. Where did it go so wrong for him?
United never got the Van Gaal that we thought we'd get. Obviously he's aged a lot as well, so you must mellow in your older age. But like, you saw him at the World Cup on the sideline showing great passion, enthusiasm. You saw him at Ajax, Bayern Munich, Barcelona showing the same enthusiasm. And although I thought he gave his all to Manchester United, I don't think we got the Louis van Gaal we all thought we would get. And in complete contrast now with Jose coming in, I think United fans want something that isn't what we think we'll get. If you get what I'm saying, like, we all think Jose is going to come in, be a success, and then leave under a cloud, and we're kind of hoping for the opposite now. And yeah, it's for Louis van Gaal, I'm gutted. But look, Robin van Persie, you mentioned Robin van Persie there. He had a great relationship with Robin van Persie. Look at the treatment of Robin van Persie. He didn't really help himself too much. When we had players there he brought Memphis in, one of his own as well. A player that needed confidence, needed to be told, go and play football. Just go out there, enjoy yourself. He's got great potential. And if you look at him now, he wasn't in the cup final squad. That's after tearing up trees for PSV last year. He's got no confidence. He doesn't look like he can play football anymore. And I think that's what Jose Mourinho has done to a lot of not only fans but players. He's taken the confidence out of them. They don't want to play football anymore. We can't play football. We're not enjoying it.
Right. Okay, so you think that he's peaked and it's time to move on. So do you kind of agree with the decision then?
It's weird. It's like, I don't know. It's like I wanted the decision to come, but I didn't want it to come.
Right.
Like, I didn't want
him. So were you happy for Van Gaal to go?
No, if he stayed on, I would have thought that's a crazy decision. Right. But it's these emotions, my personal emotions. I love him. He's failed. I'm gutted about that. But look, the club have to move on. We need to be a success again. We need to get back to winning ways. And I don't think we consistently could have done that under Louis van Gaal. So it's the right decision.
And it's Mourinho instead of a favourite of yours, I'm sure, Ryan Giggs. From an outsider's perspective, there's no debate here. You know, especially a Chelsea fan. You know, I love Jose Mourinho. I think he's wonderful, and I think he's a fantastic manager and probably the best manager available to you. There are some United fans who were quite anti-Mourinho and passionate for Giggs. Were you in that paradigm?
Ryan Giggs.
This is baffling. Do you know, obviously this is going on our channel. You know, to even hear you pause there.
No, it's like I'm not. No. By the way, let me say this: Jose Mourinho is the only choice for Manchester United manager.
Oh, I see. Okay.
The only choice.
Yeah.
Ryan Giggs, it's a difficult one. Look, we love Ryan Giggs. I got to see him throughout my whole life. I got to see the evolution of Ryan Giggs, from this flying winger to someone that became a central midfielder and just used his brain, to assistant manager, to temporary manager. And it's been a beautiful journey. And United fell in love with the story when we wanted David Moyes. We thought, yes, the chosen one. Fergie's giving him the job. It's going to be beautiful. The same thing can be said about Ryan Giggs. We're in danger of falling in love with the story. Ryan Giggs comes in and does a Pep. It would be beautiful. We'd want that. If you said to us now, you win trophies under Giggs or you win trophies under Jose, there's only one you're going to take, and that's Ryan Giggs. But the reality is, it's a very difficult job, isn't it? No, Ryan Giggs hasn't got experience away from Manchester United. When people compare the Pep comparison, Pep had revolutionised Barca's B team. He travelled around the world, learned about different styles of football, cultures of football. He had learned a lot about the game, and I don't think Ryan Giggs has done that. So to take that risk would be crazy. And I think it's the right time now for Giggsy to just. I don't think he'll ever be Man United manager now. I don't think he will. It'll take it'd take him going away and smashing it up with another team to be able to come back and take charge. But yeah, it's not Giggs' time.
What's changed your mind? Because obviously, like, you're a friend of mine. I've spoken to you about Mourinho in the past. You, in the past, haven't been a fan of his. I think there's a famous quote where Bobby Charlton once said, "Over my dead body, would Mourinho get in?" I think Bobby Charlton also said something like, "He's not that a United manager wouldn't behave the way that he behaves." That has all sort of, well, it's obviously changed. You know, he's been appointed. What's swung it?
First things first. For all Sir Alex Ferguson and Sir Bobby Charlton have done for Manchester United, legends, footballing legends, go down in history.
Yeah.
I'm grateful to them. I don't think their egos being around the club is the best thing. So them saying, we don't need look, I don't think they're the best thing for the club, to be honest, in terms of decision making. But Jose Mourinho, I was one of those. I didn't like the poking people in the eyes and all that conspiracy talk and all that stuff that he used to come out with. The stuff that you don't like about Jose. I never used to like that. But now it's come to a point where, look, you've got no choice. I also don't like the fact that he didn't really play youth through your career. Chelsea have one of the best youth teams about. You win in Europe, you win in England, trophies. You've got a great, not only a great base from your local talent, but also from abroad in Europe and so on. And he never used the youth, and that's a big tradition for Manchester United. The people that say his football's not attacking, that's a myth.
That is.
He smashed it up with Real Madrid. He smashed it up with Chelsea. But I do think at the same time, in the same way, Louis van Gaal kind of curbed the enthusiasm of our attacking players. Juan Mata had to play within himself. Memphis had to play within himself. I think attacking players have to take those sacrifices with Jose as well.
Oh, Adam, do you know what? Some of the best football I've ever seen in terms of like being free-flowing and attacking was under Mourinho. Like when we had Drogba, Duff and Robben, it was some of the most beautiful football I've ever seen. You know, with Lampard coming through, it really, really was excellent, attacking, exciting football. So I think you're absolutely right to dismiss that.
Yeah, I think it's just the whole youth thing and the nastiness of it.
But you've made your peace. You've made your peace with it, or is it something that you're apprehensive about?
I'm scared that it will all end in tears in 3 years, 4 years. But we'll have
2 Champions League.
We'll probably be on 5 Champions Leagues and 22 league titles. So you take that, don't you? But he hates Liverpool. We hate Liverpool. We've got that in common. I genuinely believe he has maybe not a love, but a huge respect for Manchester United. Whenever he's spoken about the club in the past, when he was at Real Madrid, when he was at Chelsea, he spoke with great respect. And that quote's going around now where he said Liverpool are a big club, Chelsea are a big club, United are a super big club, and all that stuff he knows about Manchester United. So I'm hoping Jose comes in, he's a little bit older now. He's got a job that he maybe thinks, look, 5-6 years. Because if you think about it, the jobs he has left, one of them he left to move to Real Madrid.
Yep.
2 of them he was sacked. And, you know, so it's not like all the time he's left on his own accord. But he has a habit of making it difficult for him to stay. So I hope that doesn't happen. But I'm hoping he comes in. I'm hoping maybe someone like Andre Berta comes in alongside him as well. And I'm hoping we embrace him and he embraces us. He needs our support now. There's no time for being fractious and being, I'm against Jose, I'm for Jose. Get behind him because he's a winner. If you've got apprehensions about him, I think we've just got to put him to the side now because he's the best available. And if you gave me the choice of Jose or Pep, I've said this before, I take Jose every time.
He's proven in this league.
He's proven in the Prem, and I think Pep will probably be wanting to cancel his contract right now. And I think a lot of people in the Premier League will be scared of Manchester United again.
Yeah, do you know what? I'm going to ask you a question now, and this is wishful thinking from me. This isn't what I think at all. But are you at all worried about the Mourinho that you've got now? Because let's face it, he was sacked by Chelsea when Chelsea were looking like relegation contenders. Is that, you know, you have effectively, again, I don't agree with this, but I'm hoping, have you employed a man who, you know, you've employed a man who was sacked by Chelsea. If he's not good enough for Chelsea, in theory, he shouldn't be good enough for Manchester United. I
kind of got the impression that he was let down by his squad. I thought he gave far too much respect, and he gave him a bit much leeway, and he just kind of said, you do what you got to do. And he expected too much of them maybe, and they didn't deliver. So I think he was let down by the squad a little bit. I think you look at Eden Hazard, Fabregas, a lot of them didn't really perform for him. And whether that's his own doing, obviously you never know unless you're behind the scenes at Chelsea. But I don't think it was his own fault. I think obviously we got to worry about what's going to happen with Juan Mata.
Well, that's what I was just about to ask you. I love him. I love him so much, and I would gladly have him back off your hands. Is there a chance, is there a way in the world in which you could see, Mourinho obviously got rid of Mata once, can you see that happening again? Can Chelsea fans be optimistic that their prodigal son will return to the bridge?
I think if he leaves, he'll go to Spain. That's the kind of impression I got when I interviewed him. Like, when I spoke to him, he kind of seemed like he's always destined to go back to Spain. But
oh, really? That's a shame because
I think I wouldn't be surprised if Jose thinks he'll keep him for a year, and then because who have we got as experienced as Juan Mata? Because Michael Carrick's going to go
so good as well
in the summer, it seems. Wayne Rooney's turning into some sort of midfielder apparently. Juan Mata's a great number 10. So if he brings in wingers, then Juan Mata may be needed in that number 10 role. So he can
play there as well.
It's like with Lukaku as well. I think we would possibly be in for Lukaku. Why wouldn't Jose sign Lukaku? He's proven himself now.
Yeah, they didn't get on. Their relationship wasn't great though.
I didn't know that. So
and not at all. No, their relationship wasn't great. And also we've got our eye on him as well. So
yeah. So that dream's over for me. But maybe I wouldn't be surprised to him keep hold of Mata for a year. But usually when you've got an opinion about someone, it sticks, don't it? And apparently there's been a player that's been hoping for Luis Enrique to come into United, and I wouldn't be surprised if that's Juan.
Adam, thank you so much. Adam, just let people know you're obviously from Full Time Devils.
I know I'm talking to Chelsea fans right now, but subscribe to Full Time Devils and also check out the Football Republic. I'm on there sometimes as well.
Wonderful. Adam, thank you so much. It really is a joy to have you on. Welcome to the Chelsea Fans Channel. We are here for Backpage Blues. I'm joined by Charlie, the Hurricane Skillen from the Mail Online, and we are going to be talking about today, of course, we're going to be talking about John Terry, we're going to be talking about Romelu Lukaku, we're going to be talking about Bonucci, we're going to be talking about our kit deal and our youngsters.